Stellar XLM, the CEO, has said that this is going to be happening this year, and this is in relation to the tokenization economy, and it is to do with the tokenization of everything. So it's going to be a big thing. Now, I am going to be showing you some clips from the Davos 2024 event. Of course, as you know, it is taking place in Switzerland, and we are currently on day 3 as well. And we will also be looking at the price action of Stellar XLM coin for today. All I ask from you are 2 things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. And so the first bit of news that we have is in regards to the stablecoin legislation, and it's mostly unregulated. Now, of course, the US have yet to pass that federal crypto regulation, and so we're still not seeing regulation yet, but they are actually trying to get a stablecoin bill approved. I mean, we know that the US committee have actually produced a bill to establish a federal regulatory framework for stablecoins, and I believe that Himes is one of the people that is essentially backing that bill as well. So you'll see over here what Denelle's opinions are.
Well, and the industry is suffering as a result of the bad actors, and that's the big challenge. From a regulatory standpoint, there's really, I'd love to see stablecoin legislation in the United States. Some of us have been working really hard to make that happen. I hope it does in this first quarter. If it doesn't happen by the first quarter, it's not going to happen this year. Because of the election, we've seen great legislation in Europe that have tried to address some of these issues. But the truth is, even that, it's so much focused on the tech stack instead of focused on outcomes. And that the harm and the potentially harmful outcomes are what regulators are supposed to focus on. And that's a good thing. That's the consumer protection angle. Those are the things that we want regulators to do for consumers and for customers, businesses, and everyone out there. That's not what we're seeing right now, and that's the challenge. I think so much of it is fear-based, and so much of it is because of the fact that we had these bad actors. But let's just be honest, it was already happening before the bad actors came out and we knew who they were. I think that there wasn't that engagement, and I think it was because of the fact that it was this technology that was scary. It's this technology that was potentially a threat, when in fact it's not, and it's an enhancement. It's something that works with traditional financial infrastructure. And despite trying to work to educate and trying to work to say, ask us the questions you want, we still haven't gotten to that nice alignment. In some jurisdictions we have.
And in regards to the stablecoin bill as well that they're trying to introduce by Himes, I do believe that another member actually opposed it because there were some sort of loopholes in it. She says over here that with regards to the legislation, she's hoping to see it in the first quarter of this year, but I personally don't think that will happen. And if anything, it's actually maybe drawn out long to probably next year as a prediction. And so we could actually be waiting longer than we initially are thinking. And we have another clip from Denelle as well, talking about the tokenization economy, but also the benefits of course, Franklin Templeton now actually using their public blockchain.
How important is it to have the likes of Franklin Templeton or Euroclear willing to lean in to experimenting, right? I'm kind of curious to get Liba's perspective, but also from the kind of blockchain side as well from Stella.
I think it's absolutely the most important thing to have traditional financial infrastructure come in and say, oh, this works. People think about the blockchain as if it's some scary thing, but it is just software. It's software that's running. It's software that is public software. It's software that lots of people build to make it happen. It's software that can be improved by people all over the world, not just by this one centralized authority who's working on it. And that's the important thing about an open public network. And I think that when you think about that and you have traditional financial players come in and say, oh yeah, we can use this software. This actually makes a whole lot of sense for us to do this, and it's much more efficient, and it allows us opportunity to take from the advancements of this global network that you have out there, and we can learn and build from that. It's crucial for this technology to be able to grow and be better in the future.
I definitely think that Franklin Templeton actually using their network obviously goes to show the validity in Stellar XLM in general, and they are paving the way, right? As she has mentioned, the traditional banking systems are the ones that now that we have to actually be convincing in order for them to come on board, but we are already seeing that so far, which is really good news. Not only Franklin Templeton, but also with the spot Bitcoin ETFs in general, with BlackRock, Van Eck and Fidelity. And BlackRock have also said that they will be shifting to everything essentially being tokenized, and so you can see over here that they are already collaborating and showing support for that in terms of Franklin Templeton. And in terms of tokenization, we are seeing more money market funds that actually use a public blockchain to record transactions, not only Stellar XLM, but other players as well that we have, like for example Hedera HBAR Coin. And we know that Franklin Templeton roughly has around about $300 million plus in assets under management, which goes to show the level of tokenization is absolutely massive. Again, these banks need to actually be able to see the benefits in order for them to adapt, and in this case the head of digital assets assets, and Franklin Templeton has said, and I quote, "We believe that blockchain technologies have the potential to reshape the investment management industry by providing greater transparency and low operational costs for traditional financial products." Now, not only will those traditional financial products also enable, for example, other individuals to actually be able to buy those tokenized assets, it will also enable those lower costs as well, which is what those banks want. And so again, it's going to provide more access, cheaper fees, and I believe that the CEO of Franklin Templeton has said that they see blockchain as a massive disruptor. And we also know that they are only currently offering the US fund, but they are exploring a tokenized global fund. And so it goes to show that they will be moving into the global space in general. And also said that Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is coming to financial services, which is blockchain. Bitcoin is essentially in the spotlight now, but again, you can't really blame it because of the spot Bitcoin ETS and the fact that Bitcoin has been around for a long time, and with all of the hype surrounding it. We have other players that have great distributed ledger technologies, and I think that they are going under the radar, but their time will come in terms of them actually showcasing their value and institutional adoption. So we have a new tweet from Stella over here just yesterday saying, "Every country, every use case, the most important thing is interoperability and standards." As we know, again, if we just talk about standards, I mean the ISO 20022, only certain coins are actually compliant with that, and we know that XLM is one of them, of course, along with XRP and Algo. However, these institutions and banks have to be ISO compliant by the end of 2025, I believe, somewhere around about November. So that migration will roughly take around about another 2 years before we even see that. But again, interoperability, we have to make sure that we can connect to each other and have a standardized way. And in terms of interacting with other ledgers, for example, your public and private ledgers. Before we have a look at the price action for today, just want to show you this new tweet that we have in from Stella saying, "Should we host a space about our week in Davos?" Now, of course, I have said yes. We have 85% saying yes, spill it. So we've got a majority over here, as you can see. I definitely want to know what has gone on at Davos 2024 for Stella in general, and if we do have any other sort of big announcements. I mean, we have seen some clips from Denelle Dixon, but it would be pretty good if they were able to share more insights and potential collaborations and other things like that. So price action for Stella XLM coin today, we are trading at 0.1179. We are down by 0.89% on the 1-day chart. For the 24-hour volume, we are down by 1.55%, and we are trading at $63.3 million. Now, if we have a look at the earlier hours of the morning, as you can see, we were trading at 0.1186. The lowest that we went to for the day was 0.1174. Now, you can see over here that we actually went back up to 0.1179. Not doing too bad, really, just under 12 cents. On the 7-day chart, we are up by 3.53%. So despite being down on the 1-day chart in the red, we are actually up on the 7 days, looking nice and green, pretty much consolidating. And I mean, if you have a look at the different days, on the 13th, we were at 0.1196, 14th, 0.1195, and 15th, 0.1203, 16th, 0.1188, and then obviously today, 0.1179, and pretty much just on that borderline of the 12-cent mark. And that is where we are pretty much sideways, trading, just somewhat dipping a little bit. I mean, on the 12th, we were actually at 0.1248, so just in that mid-range. On the 1-month chart, we are down by 5.28%, but despite us actually being low from this point here, you can see that we're doing slightly better than on the 10th, where we were trading at 0.1137. I do actually want Stella XLM coin to get back up to 12 cents, possibly to the mid-range if we can do so, and if we can stay strong. Guys, if you want daily Stella XLM coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.